Someone left a comment asking me to discuss how I go about choosing a Walmart to stay at, and my visit to Savannah is a great example I can use to demonstrate this. The first thing I do is to Google the following search terms: AllStays, overnight, Walmart, and the name of the city or town. In this case, it's Savannah. You don't have to do this on a laptop. A tablet or a phone is fine. Here is the AllStays website. You don't have to sign up with AllStays to see this information. And what comes up is RVers and van dwellers, and once in a while a car camper reporting on what happened when they stayed overnight at a particular Walmart. You can see here there are 4 Walmarts in Savannah. Pretty much every Walmart in the country is on AllStays with a report from at least one person. RVers and van dwellers sometimes ask Walmart night managers for permission to stay there, and it's not just a matter of being a good citizen. When you're in an RV, you're not stealthy, so they're trying to avoid a 3 a.m. knock on the door. But I see RVs and vans staying at every Walmart where people say on AllStays they were told no, you can't stay here. So it seems many people are not asking for permission. And I see them stay all night just fine. I can only advise on car camping, which is much stealthier than an RV or van. A car camper can blend right in with the Walmart night shift workers who stock the shelves at 3 o'clock in the morning. During the night, there are usually about 20 cars in a Walmart parking lot belonging to employees. But I was a little concerned about what I read here. We were harassed by Tim's Towing. Shouldn't be at Walmart unless I worked there. They were probably there for a couple of months to get a towing company called on them. It says a woman knocked at the door. So after reading this, I thought maybe I would stay in the suburbs of Savannah and then commute in to do my sightseeing. Maybe it would be quieter and a more pleasant environment to sleep. So I looked outside of Savannah on a map and saw Statesboro. So we'll see what AllStays says about the Statesboro Walmart. AllStays says, asked customer service and told it was okay. So I stayed at the Statesboro Walmart, and it was a little too busy and noisy. And then I checked another town in the Savannah area called Pooler. And on AllStays it said, no parking or you will be towed, you are not welcome. Well, Pooler is where I shot my zombie hunter video, and you can see in that video many RVs stayed there overnight. But it is best to check here on AllStays anyway, so you'll know that there could be a problem. The Walmart in Pooler was just too crazy busy to stay at long term, and I wanted to stay in Savannah for a while. So I decided to just drive into Savannah and see what their Walmarts were like. And I liked what I saw at this Walmart here. I stayed at this Walmart for 3 pleasant, quiet nights, just a couple of miles from downtown Savannah. And there were vans and RVs there also, despite the no overnight parking signs. But I eventually left because it wasn't a Walmart supercenter. It was what they call a neighborhood Walmart, which doesn't have the big grocery section. It just has some canned goods. So I drove to the Walmart on Ogeechee Road in Savannah, and even though on AllStays it said no longer allowed, it turned out to be one of the best Walmarts I've ever stayed at. And I was there for a month. It was quiet at night, and I was surrounded by RVs and vans every night. It wasn't very busy. There was another busier Walmart about 2 miles away. As soon as I drove into this Walmart, I was happy to see it did not have a small parking lot. It had many quiet corners for me so I could rotate for the month I was there and not sit in one spot. After checking what people say on allstays.com, I do sometimes look at Google Satellite and Google Street Views to get an idea of what a Walmart is like. This was an ideal situation here. A big lot, no busy streets up against it. There was a sign threatening to tow people, but it wasn't enforced. There were RVs and vans every night, even though AllStays says it was not allowed. So what people put on AllStays, just consider it a worst case scenario. And if you're in a car, you're much stealthier than vans and RVs anyway. And I really haven't seen RVs and vans have problems When I go to sleep at night, they're still there in the morning pretty much everywhere I go. Except in California, too many homeless people want to live where it's sunny and 70 degrees every day, so they're tough on vehicle dwellers. So now I'm going to decide on a Walmart in the New York City area for when I get back on the road. There's a couple of Walmarts in New Jersey, very close to Manhattan, but people on AllStays say they're noisy, and I'd like to avoid New Jersey because of all the toll roads there. When I first got on the road, I went through New Jersey and got a ticket in the mail for, I think it was $30, because I didn't know to take an exit to pay the toll. It wasn't made clear, so I don't trust New Jersey. So I'm going to check out what's in Connecticut, about an hour away from Manhattan. I was hoping that this Walmart in Norwalk, Connecticut had good reports on AllStays because I'm familiar with Connecticut, but people are saying it's congested, which means it'll be noisy. And when I look at it on Google Street Views, it's a small parking lot in a strip mall type situation, which is not ideal at all. So I'm going to look at north of New York City in New York State. And I checked out this Walmart up in Mohegan Lake, New York, but on Google Street Views, it looked like the one in Norwalk, Connecticut, a very busy strip mall. So I'm going further up in New York and check out a Walmart in Fishkill, New York. I see good reports on AllStays, people staying there with no issues. I'm looking at this Walmart on Google Street Views and I see a nice big parking lot. Scenic mountains in the background, looks very nice. I go to the corner of the parking lot here and I don't see a lot of traffic out in the nearby roads. That would make for a noisy night. Here's some grassy areas for my dog. So it looks like we have a winner here in Fishkill, New York. It'll be a 90-minute commute into New York City from here, but that's okay. It's New York City, so a commute is to be expected. So this is where I'll be staying when I visit New York City in May.
These vagabond shoes are longing to stray